I've seen Tottenham's fixtures. I think they'll be all right. I think Tottenham will be all right. I think their home games are good fixtures. The only problem that I would say against them is they're moving into a new stadium. If I was them, I'd stay at Wembley for the rest of the season. I don't know anybody who's moved into a new stadium the ground running. You're going to have that added pressure, and the games are winnable. But new stadium, everybody turns up.
Would it not be the opposite, Merce?
I don't know anybody who's gone into a new stadium and done well. I remember Arsenal's first ever game at the Emirates drew with Aston Villa 1-0. Yeah. Villa probably should have won that game.
But they say repeatedly, Spurs, the players, the manager, everyone, I don't think it's the party line, they say, bring it on. Let's get in there.
Bring in the new stadium.
Yeah, that could fire us up for the end of the season.
Well, they'd have to hope so. You look at the next lot of fixtures, you'd probably expect Arsenal to beat Newcastle and you wouldn't expect Tottenham to win at Liverpool. So Arsenal will go above.
Arsenal, Newcastle, Everton.
Yeah, but they'll go above them with that game. So now there's 7 games to go, and there could be 2 points clear, which is unbelievable. We've got fixtures here in front of us for Spurs and Arsenal, and the rest of the teams up there as well, fighting for top 6, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't care who you play now. If you play a bottom club or top club, I don't care who you play because when you're having been in relegation fights before. A wounded animal, Jeff. You know, if you're playing someone like a Southampton or whoever it be, or still down there fighting for their lives, Brighton fighting for their lives, it can be dangerous too.
You see, a lot of the Arsenal fans were saying that Manchester United was their toughest game of the run-in from the weekend. But then, as you just said, when you got teams who are scrapping for their lives, I mean, Burnley and Brighton scrapping.
Brighton,
I'll say Palace scrapping.
Arsenal have only got 3 home games left. 3 home games.
And they are strongest at home. Just won 9 in a row at home. Yeah,
which, you know, they'll have to go and play away. You know, we see them at Rennes last week. So you can, you know, they could be down here and then up there in 3 days. Which that's the problem with Arsenal. There's none of. You'd rather be there in 3 days than there in the next 3 days. And
so do you think that was a seismic shift at the weekend? So for your money, Arsenal's still certainly not a shoo-in for top 4.
I don't think they're not shooing because over the last 5 years the problem with Arsenal is their consistency. We see them get blown away by Rennes last week. This week they'll blow Rennes away. So they've got one in. They've got a 1 or 2 in them where you wouldn't see Arsenal. I mean, Liverpool and Man City would give anything for Arsenal's fixture list.
Don't forget Arsenal play Man United. Whoever you are, whoever you play for, when you play Man United, you play better. Fact. You up your game, you do, because you play Man United. And Arsenal and Man United is a massive rivalry. Has been over years and years, some of the massive games in the Premier League. Arsenal played out their skin at the weekend. I think Man United may have got it wrong, formation-wise, maybe they started off bad. But I do think Arsenal played better. At the weekend, the Arsenal influential players played better. So
when you look at the fixtures for the 4 teams, Chelsea, United, Arsenal and Tottenham, what do you think, you can see them there, what, looking at that, do you think will determine who gets... I don't think it's exactly sticking our nicks out to say first and second have gone.
Yeah.
Looking at that...
I'm not... You know what I'm doing, Jeff? Me personally, I'm not looking at the fixtures, I'm looking at the football clubs that are there and the squads of players they have to overcome, to do what they need to do to get in that top 4. I'm not looking at the teams that they're going to be playing. I'm looking at the squads of players. I'm thinking to myself, it's still not quite right at Chelsea for me. There's still not harmony between manager and players.
OK.
I think Man United are going the right way. So at this present time, Man United have got a better chance than Chelsea. So that tells me that Chelsea are not going to get in the top 4 for me.
OK.
And then you've got Arsenal and Spurs at the moment. Spurs... I think Arsenal are possibly stronger than Spurs at the moment, in regards consistency.
Form-wise?
Yes, form-wise.
You would probably argue, though, that Spurs have got a stronger squad.
Yeah. Really?
Wouldn't you?
I'd argue the fact, yeah. I'd argue the fact. It's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one. Yeah,
but if you look, the only way you get success is what's in your dressing room. Not about who you're playing, whether they're bottom or whatever. It's about what you've got in your dressing room and who's going to give you performances that you need to get to where you need to get to. And I think there's a lot of strong characters and really good footballers in the Man United dressing room. If you haven't got harmony in your dressing room between you and the staff and the players, you're in trouble. And Chelsea have had it for a long time. They've got great players, Chelsea. Don't get me wrong, they've got a great squad of players. But the manager and the players are still not together. They're not together.
Do you agree with Dion's criteria for who's going to be successful? First of all, as in character and ability in the dressing room.
It does come down to it. I know that will come down with the first and second. I think it's all about timings when you play teams. I mean, you've got to look at fixtures. You know, you see Watford, Palace there. You know, teams have got Palace, teams got what? You know, they might have just got beat in a quarter-final of the FA Cup and they're down. Yeah. You know, well, they're middle of the table, they're safe, season's finished. Yeah. You know, it's all about timings. You know, Chelsea, a couple more bad results like they did against Wolves on Sunday, then all their eggs are in the Europa. And you can write off all them other games because they'll do what Man United done. They'll start resting players and just get ready for that. Arsenal, Tottenham, looking at them fixtures, them two will change every week. Swap positions. And it'll be whoever... Dion's been down there when he's been scrapping for points and you always get shocking results at the end of the season. You know, it don't matter how much we sit here, the results at the end of the season... We see Sunderland a few years ago win 3 or 4 games out their last 5, and they couldn't win a game for toffee, and then they go to Arsenal and win and places like that. It happens. It's just whoever holds their nerve, and it's all about timings as well. You know, you've got to play teams at the right time.
If you haven't got the amount of talent that other teams have got, then you have to rely on rolling your sleeves up, the old-fashioned way. Yep. Pull your socks up, roll your sleeves up. We're all in this together. Come on, let's fight. That first, and then you have a little bit of a sprinkling of quality that just might get you something in that game. The other way round doesn't work. You know you can't just have the quality and expect. You can't if you haven't got that real. You ain't gonna win anything. So you've got to have that first before you have that nice bit of quality.
That still apply in today's Premier League?
100%. If you don't work, you will not earn.
You know what the saddest thing is? Them 4 clubs fighting for the top 4. Fighting for the top 4.
Yeah.
Why is that sad?
Well, if you're not going to win, what's the... There's no... I don't see... Unless you're going to win the league. If you're not Liverpool or Man City, I don't see this. If you're not Liverpool or Man City, I just can't get hold of this coming third.
But it's so important.
It's Champions League revenue. It's the prestige of playing in the Champions League.
No, you play to win. Play to win. Don't play to the prestige. Play to win. Don't play to tell your mates and to tell people and to tell your grandchildren you played in the Champions. Play to win it. To win things.
The shift of importance within this league, Merce, has changed. The shift of importance
is it's now the club and then the players. Like, it's make it for the players. Honestly, I was very fortunate. I played at Arsenal, an unbelievable football club. Unbelievable football club. It's got to the stage over the last 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years, get in the top 4. Not win it, get in the top 4.
Well, they all set out to win it.
You really honestly think they all set out to win? You think Arsenal set out to win the Premier League in their wildest dreams?
They all set out to win their games.
They must have started the season, Merce, by saying, right, we've got to win the Premier League this year. They must have done.
Do you reckon they aim that high?
They have to, Merce. Like you've said, they can't go into it thinking, right, let's just stay top 4. They can't. Surely no team...
You're not telling me their first priority is make sure we get in the top 4? And then if we get lucky and we're still in it with 10 games to go, we've got a chance of winning.
Surely they can't think that. Surely they can't think top 4 first. Surely you think, right, start the season, win the Premier League. Surely they have to think that. That has to be a mindset of the club. It has to be the mindset of the club. Surely. Those clubs that we've just seen, look there, the top 2, take them out at the moment, Liverpool City, then you've got those 4 clubs there that we spoke about.
I'm not talking about Man United. I'm talking about Arsenal. I am specifically talking about Arsenal Football Club. Man United, this year, they were last year. Next year, they ain't messing about for top 4. They will want to win the league. They will want to win. And they'll make an effort to win the league and they'll buy players. Arsenal won't.
I think the only time you think, right, top 4, is when you can't win the league. That's it. That's when your shift should come in. We can't win the league now. Let's get top 4. Surely that's the only time you think top 4.
So given all of that, and given that 4 into 2.
I'll go Tottenham Arsenal.
You go Tottenham Arsenal.
Tottenham Arsenal.
I'm going to go Man United Arsenal.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to go Man United Arsenal.
I didn't say that.
I did.
Now, if that were to happen, I mean, Tottenham quite rightly have had an awful lot of praise given the budget, the restrictions they've had this season. But if they were not to finish in the top 4, what sort of season is that?
Wow.
It's a great season by Man United, that's what it is, at the end of the day.
That's
a great job by Ole as well, to be fair. I just got a feeling, I think Arsenal, when they all pull together, they're a very good side, Arsenal, and they play some really good stuff. And they just seem to have a little bit of backbone, which I haven't seen for a long time from Arsenal. A bit of backbone since, Mercy's team. That backbone where they have that first and then they have the bit of flair. Whereas Harry Kane's now come back and he's world class. They haven't played as well since he's been back. It's not his fault, not anybody's fault, just that their form's changed. But I've not seen anybody else trying to step up. When Harry's back, it's all about Harry. You do the job for us, you score the goals, and everybody else goes... From what I see, everybody goes, oh, gosh, Harry's back, we're OK now. When Harry wasn't there, Sissoko was outstanding. Son was possibly one of the best players in the league at the time. Now Harry's back, the players seem to take the foot off the gas. Spurs, from what I can see. When Harry's back, all the other players should be still playing the same way. But it's like a massive relief that Kane's back. And it is, because he's the best in the business. But I just think there's a weight shift. They don't all go, right, come on, we can do this, because their captain's back.
They won't all be there next season if they're not in the top 4.